This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Reputed gangster convicted for brazen Westmoreland attack. A reputed gangster who opened gunfire at a Westmoreland resident before torching the home of the fleeing victim has been convicted of several criminal charges related to the brazen daylight attack. Isaiah Perry, more popularly known as Cat or Matthew, was found guilty of illegal possession of firearm, arson, shooting with intent, and assault in the Hanover Circuit Court on Monday. He is scheduled to be sentenced on December 14. The trial commenced in the Westmoreland Circuit Court on November 1 and was transferred to the Hanover Circuit Court for the verdict. A high-ranking police official has described Perry as a very influential member of the Kings Valley Gang, which is based in Westmoreland. Prosecutors led evidence during the trial that on the morning of April 14, 2019, there was an altercation between Perry and his victim in the Kings Valley community. The altercation stemmed from a domestic dispute between the victim and a relative of Perry. The alleged gangster, armed with a mini AK-47 rifle and a machete, went to the victim's home. He opened gunfire at the fleeing victim, set fire to the house, and assaulted another individual before leaving. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions commended the witnesses for giving statements to the police and participating in the trial by giving cogent and credible evidence. The ODPP also praised detectives in the Westmoreland Police Division for their hard work and diligence in probing the case, which was not without its challenges. Mandeville Regional Hospital gets repaired roof. The Southern Regional Health Authority says sections of the roof of the Mandeville Regional Hospital in Manchester has undergone repair works valued at some $38 million. According to the agency, the work, which is 95% complete, was done by Costless Construction. It included removing the defective waterproofing membrane, casting a concrete screed to channel rainwater to existing roof drains, and the installation of new modified waterproofing membrane. Minister of Health and Wellness Dr. Christopher Tufton, who toured the repair works on Thursday, November 25, said while the government is focused on managing the COVID-19 pandemic, it still has to focus on the other areas of public health. We have to now begin to shift or at least share the narrative with a normal hospital response in all senses, the infrastructure, the people, and the patients. I want to commend the team for the work they are doing. I know it's been a rough 18 months and we couldn't do it without everyone, so I commend you, Dr. Tufton said. He added that our health infrastructure has been under severe stress to treat our patients and to keep our nurses, doctors, and administrative staff safe and comfortable. We are always trailing a gap and we need to remind ourselves, remind the country, and remind the people that even while we deal with COVID, we have to deal with so many other issues. Tufton thanked the hospital management team and the SRHA for its work in executing the project, which will result in no leaks and better care and service for patients. I'm glad that this roof repairs is being done within time and within budget so far, and I hope that the working environment will benefit from a better infrastructure, Tufton said. Man shot dead in Gregory Park on Sunday. Gang violence continues to plague the community of Gregory Park in Portmore, St. Catherine, as a man was shot dead on Sunday. The latest victim, 37-year-old Anton Bryan of Darling Street, Kingston, was killed by an unknown assailant on Walcott Drive in Gregory Park. Reports from the Caymanas police are that about 12:05 p.m., Bryan was standing on the road among residents when a man approached and opened gunfire, hitting him multiple times before escaping. The police were summoned and he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Residents of Gregory Park have revealed that the gangsters are from the areas known as Clark's Road, Gulf, Mexico, and Christian Penn. Head of the St. Catherine South Police Division, Senior Superintendent of Police Christopher Phillips, acknowledged that there is a serious gang problem in the communities. The Gregory Park space, which is difficult to police because of infrastructure, is posing a challenge for the police, he said. 3 arrested shortly after robbing people at gunpoint in Portmore. Swift action by the police led to the seizure of an illegal firearm and the arrest of 3 robbery suspects in the Portmore area of St. Catherine on Monday night. Police reports are that a few minutes after 8 p.m., patrol teams pursued a suspicious vehicle with 3 people aboard. The vehicle was reportedly searched in the presence of the occupants, and an illegal firearm, a Glock pistol loaded with 19 rounds of ammunition, was seized. According to the police, further investigation revealed that the occupants of the vehicle had just robbed 2 people at gunpoint on Municipal Boulevard. The 3 individuals, one of whom is a juvenile, was taken into custody. The St. Catherine South Police, who are investigating the matter, are imploring citizens to be aware of their surroundings, especially at nights. Do not walk in dark or lonely areas alone and report any suspicious activity observed to the police. The police will be increasing the patrols and operational activities across the division as we approach this Yuletide season, Superintendent Hopton Nicholson, acting divisional commander for the St. Catherine South Division, told the news. 50 people face St. Elizabeth Court for DRMA breaches. 50 people in St. Elizabeth on Monday faced the parish court for breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act. The breaches, which were committed in June and July, include failure to wear a mask in public and not adhering to curfew hours. 35 people pleaded guilty and were each fined from $5,000 to $20,000. Those who pleaded not guilty were given trial and mention dates from February to April next year. Businessman Christopher Carr freed of fraud charges. Businessman Christopher Carr, who was charged with 9 counts of fraud, was freed when he appeared before the St. Andrew Parish Court on Monday. Mr. Carr was charged by investigators of the Major Organized Crime and Anti-Corruption Agency in 2014. Investigators claimed his given name was Donovan Carr, but he had been conducting business in the name of Christopher Carr. He was freed after his attorney, Hugh Wildman, made a no-case submission. Mr. Wildman said his client is planning to take legal action against the state for damages in relation to false imprisonment and malicious prosecution.
After 7 years of trial of Mr. Carr, businessman Chris Carr, he succeeded in making a no-case submission, and that the charges have not been made out by the Crown, and the learned magistrate have been considered the law and evidence, reserved and give a ruling today and dismiss all the counts brought against Mr. Carr. He was prosecuted for 7 years. He was incarcerated, and the court agreed with us that there was no case to answer. So clearly this is a case of false imprisonment and malicious prosecution. We're looking at millions of dollars because he's a prominent businessman. His entire life was affected. The bank stopped dealing with him and all of that, so his life was disrupted by lawsuits.
Riverton City residents appeal for special security measures. Residents of Riverton City in St. Andrew are appealing to the authorities to impose special security measures in the community to stem the bloodshed from a gang feud they say has spanned more than 5 years. They are pleading for the establishment of a zone of special operations. The residents told the news that they have been at the center of gun attacks by various armed groups with dozens of lives lost. According to community members, the police presence makes a difference, but the shootings resume once they leave. One resident is calling for a combination of security measures for maximum impact. Other residents are also recommending political and social intervention as the best way to stem the bloodshed.
We don't have the Zozo, because you see the Zozo them now, not there now, I know, so we can have a decent dialogue with them and a decent conversation with them. So we and them can have a reasoning.
And stop.
You understand me? I say? And stop, but we want the police them present themselves here. We don't want them know, say them come and them leave. We want them have a dialogue with the person, walk. Reason. We don't want them like them come out 20 minutes them gone, half an hour them gone, 1 hour them gone. We want them walk, we want them pitch them tent. Like them normally going a garrison. Pitch a tent, make we see. Say, yeah. You understand me? I say, reason to the people and get to know the people. Get to know Who is who from who is who?
My dream, I for have the two of them, cause it would have make sense. Cause man walk past Zozo go kill man, you know. State of emergency. Remember Riverton real big, you know. The two of them would have make sense.
Right now, the community that need right now a community meeting from the MP, the councillor, all the station have to involve in this. I swear, we need the community them, Kyle Bed, Shanti, the community combine can call a meeting. You see, because right now everybody depend on who next. And that's all look at the community depend who's next.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.